Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Sorry, I didn't have my mic on. For someone who worked in sound for a number of years, that is embarrassing. All right, welcome to the class Monday Night Yoga and Meditation. If you are watching through my website, please click on the video. That will take you to YouTube, and then comment in the comment section, your name so I know who's here. Yes, Lynn, Marilyn would be appalled. That's always the first thing you check when something's not working. Is it plugged in? If it's plugged in, is it turned on? Still no sound. Check 1, check 2. How about now? Anything? Can you hear me? Lynn has sound now. Great. We got Adrian and Nora. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have sound. Mom, hopefully you can figure out a way to get some sound going. Maybe refresh the page, see what happens. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Today's class is going to be focused on standing poses, and we'll go through sun salutations, and I'm going to try to break it down and be very specific. It may seem a little tedious, but it will change the way you do sun salutations. We'll focus on the rhythm of the breath in sun salutations and specific ways to modify it. And then we'll go over standing poses, foot position, hip position. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, I'll make this announcement one more time. If you are watching through the website, please click on the video. That will take you to YouTube. And then comment in the comment section your name so I know who is participating. Great. Mom can hear me. We're going to give it one more minute. Now's a great chance. Grab your mat, grab a yoga block or a similarly cuboidal object, and then a water bottle and a cushion to sit on for meditation. All right, let's go ahead and get started, everyone. Let's go ahead and find a comfortable cross-legged seat to start. Take a moment to just settle in, unwind from the day. Take some nice deep breaths. Try to clear the mind. I'm going to start by practicing our Ujjayi breath, which means victorious breath. It sounds very much like Darth Vader if you're a Star Wars fan. Hopefully you can hear it through the microphone. What you do is you're going to breathe in through your nose, and you're going to keep a slight restriction in the back of the throat. So the air going over that restriction, that slight muscular engagement, is going to create the sound of Darth Vader, or perhaps another image is like waves on an crashing on sand in the ocean. So you're breathing in through your nose. Also exhaling through the nose, holding a slight restriction in the back of your throat. Another way to imagine this is if you had a mirror in front of you, you're trying to fog it up with your breath. So see if you can find that slight restriction in the oh, hello, Rachel. Thanks for joining in. So see if you can find that slight restriction in your throat and practice inhaling and exhaling with that restriction for Ujjayi breath. Try to make the sound as you inhale and exhale the same and even. All right, feel free to let that go. I encourage you as we go through the practice today to use that breath. What it does is it helps us regulate how much air we're breathing in and how much air we're breathing out, so that we can match the duration of our breath to the duration of the pose that goes with that segment of breath. This will make a little bit more sense when I start going into the sun salutations and the breathing patterns, okay? For now, let's go ahead and find a child's pose. We'll start off nice and slow. Knees wide, about as wide as the mat, feet together. Sit the hips back onto the heels. Walk your hands out in front of you, reaching long. With each inhale, imagine that your hands are sliding forward as your hips shoot back towards your heels. And with each exhale, see if your chest can get a little closer to the floor. Good. Inhale up to all fours. Your next inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the head. Drop the belly towards the floor. And then exhale around the spine, press the floor away. Tuck the pelvis, tuck the head. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the back of the head, arch the spine. Exhale, round. This is a good time to practice your Ujjayi breathing. Right? See if the duration of your movement can match the duration of the breath. Your next inhale, come back to neutral. Extend the right leg behind you and reach through that heel towards the back wall. At the same time, reach long with the spine, reaching forward with the head. Good. Switch legs. Extend the left leg behind you. Reach through the back heel. Reach forward with the head. Long spine. Good. Exhale, come back to neutral. Tuck the toes. Nice big inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. You're trying to reach to the floor with your heels. You can pedal your feet out. Make sure to press the floor away with your shoulders. Take 4 or 5 breaths here. Just moving your body how it feels good. Maybe bending your knees a little bit. Maybe trying to get the heels to the floor. Maybe shift your weight side to side. Slowly walk the feet up towards the hands, staying folded over. And then on your own count, for a count of 10, slowly roll up the spine, head and neck being the last thing to come up. Good. All right, I'm going to go through one round of sun salutations. And what I would like you to do is just watch, and I'm going to break down the breath as we go through the salutation and talk about some of the key poses, positioning, and then we'll all go through it together. I'm also going to, at this point, show you different modifications. So if you want your practice to be a little easier, you can do the easier modifications. If you want it to be a little harder, I'll show that as well. So the first pose, you're going to stand with feet together, just watching to start. Big toes touching each other, heels slightly apart about an inch. Squeezing your legs, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. This is Tadasana. This is where you start and where you end your salutation. First step is you inhale, arms sweeping out to the sides, looking up at your hands. And then exhale, swan dive forward, hips shooting back, back as straight as possible, and you fold over. Inhale, lifting the spine, hips shooting back so that my back can be straight, slight bend in the knees. Exhale, fold back over. You're going to step back with the right foot, drop the knee to the floor. As you inhale, lift up, opening the shoulders. And then this is the tricky part for a sun salutation with the breath. So you're inhaling, you pause at the top of your inhale, and in that pause, you step back to a plank. Okay? From here, a modification, if you want to make it easier, is to bring the knees to the floor. Otherwise, you can do it in a full plank position. Okay, so you pause at the top of your inhale, come to plank, exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, scoop forward for either upward facing dog, or if you're doing the modified version, you bring your chest to the floor, scoop forward, bring forearms to the floor for baby cobra. Okay, so I'll show the full version one more time. Lower, scoop forward, and then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, lift the chest. Exhale, step forward to the front of the mat, both feet together. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up with a flat back, looking up at your hands. Exhale, hands back down to your sides, Tadasana. Okay, so we'll go through it together now. The key breath that I always find a little tricky is that when you're in that lunge position, you pause at the top of the inhale and move to plank, and then exhale, lower, okay? Try to go through this with Ujjayi breathing, matching the duration of your movement to the duration of your breath. All right, feet together, big toes touching, heels about an inch apart. Hands by your sides. Nice big exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up, gazing at your fingers. Exhale, fold forward, hips shoot back. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold over, step the right foot back, drop the knee, lift the chest as you inhale. Pause at the top of your inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower, elbows by the sides, chest to the floor. Inhale, scoop the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips up into the air, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee, lift the chest, open the shoulders. Exhale, both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up, coming through flat back, hands overhead. Exhale, arms to your sides. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step the left foot back, drop the left knee, lift the chest. Inhale. Pause at the top of your inhale, move to plank. Exhale, lower, elbows by the sides. Inhale, scoop the chest up. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, drop the right knee, lift the chest. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat, both feet to the front of the mat, fold over. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up as you lift the back. Exhale, hands to sides, Tadasana. Inhale, arms down, around, and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Pause at the top of your inhale. Move to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop the chest and head forward. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, lift the chest. Exhale, step to the front of your mat, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Pause, move to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale. Exhale, step forward to the front of the mat, folding over. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Good. 2 more rounds, one on the right, one on the left. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, right leg back. Inhale, lift. Pause, move to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot in between the hands. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, arms to sides. One more time. Inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold left leg back. Inhale, lift the chest. Pause at the top of your breath, move to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, scoop forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot in between the hands, drop the knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to sides. All right, we're going to work through a series of standing poses now. The first one we're going to work on is Virabhadrasana 2, which means Warrior 2. We'll start with our left foot directly in the center of our mat. Right foot behind us, toes pointing out towards the long end of the mat. Now, it might be a little hard to see in your video, but I have 3 lines on my mat. For Warrior 2, you want both of your feet on that middle line. So big toe of my front foot directly on that center line. Back foot, that center line should cut right in between the middle of my arch, okay? And my toes are slightly turned in, maybe 20%, 30%, okay? Getting very specific here. You want to bend the front leg so that the knee stacks over the ankle. Back leg, I'm pressing into the mat and trying to lift it up by squeezing all the muscles in the bottom of my foot. I'm opening my hips. So my back leg is rotating, externally rotating. My front leg is opening out to the side. So I'm pressing my knee away from me, okay? So hips are facing facing forward, chest is facing forward. And then we bring our arms to our sides. Let's have 5 breaths here. If you want more of a challenge, try to get that front leg, the upper part of your front leg parallel with the floor. Look over the fingers of your front hand. Two more breaths. Next exhale, step to the front of the mat, Tadasana, hands by your sides. Good. Inhale, you're going to step back with your left leg. I'm just going to switch positions so you can see. Nice. Make sure you find your foot position, one line, front knee stacking over front ankle, opening the hip away, externally rotating that back hip hips facing forward, chest facing forward, arms in a T position. Gaze over the front hand, 5 breaths. Good. Inhale and then exhale. Step forward to the front of your mat, feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. All right, we're going to go into Warrior One now. This is a closed hip position. I'm just going to show you the feet position on this angle so you can see how it works. With Warrior Two, our feet are in one line. Warrior One, imagine 2 train tracks coming down either side of your mat. You want your feet separate so there's space in between. Okay? So have your right leg behind you, toes pointing in at about 45-degree angle. Front knee is bent so that it stacks over the front ankle. I'm trying to get my hips to face relatively forward. You don't need to force them into that position. They're in general facing forward. And then I just rotate my chest to face front. Okay? I'm driving through that back heel, pressing it into the earth and pressing the floor away with my front foot. From here, you can have your arms in front of your chest like this. If you want a little chest opener, put your arms behind you or maybe up into the air. You choose, or a T, cactus, whatever you want. Mixed, jazz hands, your choice. Good, 5 breaths. Good. Inhale, exhale, step to the front of your mat, hands by your sides. And let's go ahead and do it on the other side. Inhale, step back with the left leg. Make sure your feet are on separate lines, 2 parallel train tracks. Back foot, 45-degree angle towards the side of your mat. Bending the front knee so it stacks over the front ankle. Gripping the floor with your feet, pressing into the mat with your legs, angling the hips forward, angling the chest forward. And then find an arm position that works for you. 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, step to the front of your mat. We're going to step back with the right foot, both legs straight this time. You want your right foot pointing straight out. Front foot pointing straight out to the front of your mat, back foot pointing straight out to the side of your mat. Hips are facing forward. And again, like Warrior Two, our feet should be on one line. So if I draw a line from the ankle of my front foot, it should go right through the center of the arch of my back foot. Okay. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. Arms are going to be in a T position. Now imagine you have a really good friend, grabs your hips, pulls it towards that back leg. As you lean forward, from here, you can bring your arm to the thigh. You can bring your left hand to your shin. If you have a block and you want to try to go a little farther, you can put it onto a block, or you can go to the floor. All right. And then if you so choose to complete the twist, direct your gaze towards the fingers of your right hand. 5 nice breaths. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step forward to the front of your mat. Do the other side. Inhale, step the left foot back. Left foot points straight out to the long edge of your mat. Right foot points straight out to the front of your mat. Both feet on one line. Someone grabs your left hip, pulls it away from you. Bring your arms, or bring your hand either to your thigh, your shin, to a block, or to the floor if you have the flexibility. Direct your gaze at the fingers of your left hand. And breathe. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step forward to the front of your mat. Tadasana. Good. All right. This next pose is Parivriti Trikonasana, which means revolved triangle. This is my kryptonite pose. It is the one pose that I just feel the most sensation in. If you practice yoga a lot, you might find that there are these certain poses that just kind of dig into you. So bear with me if I'm grimacing or making interesting faces. So for this, like Warrior One, our feet are going to be on separate planes, 2 parallel tracks. So you're going to step back with your right foot. It's essentially the same foot position as Warrior One. So my back foot pointed in at about 45 degrees or so, front foot pointing straight towards the front of my mat. Imagine someone grabs both of your hips, pulls them to the back. From here, you can bring your hands to your shin or your thigh or to a block on the floor. Okay. Now, if you want to revolve the triangle, what you're going to do is you're going to twist into that front leg and bring your left arm up into the air. Okay. You can also, if you want, just stay facing forward like this if that feels enough for you. Or revolve the triangle. Good. 5 deep breaths. Good. Inhale, come back to a neutral fold, and then exhale, rise all the way up. Inhale, then exhale, step forward to the front of your mat. Good. Let's try switching sides. Inhale, step back with the left foot pointing out at about 45 degrees or so. Front foot pointing straight out, feet on separate tracks. Turning the hips so they face forward. Inhale, then exhale, fold forward. Imagine someone pulling your hips back. If you want, you can stay there. Or if you want, you can revolve the triangle, lifting your right arm into the sky, twisting into that front leg. Good. Inhale, come back to a neutral fold facing forward, and then exhale, rise all the way up. Inhale, exhale, step forward to the front of your mat. All right. For our last standing pose, we're going to work on tree pose. So I'm going to start actually balancing on my left leg. What I want you to do with your right foot is go up onto the balls of your foot. Rotate the leg so that your knee points out from your body, opening that right hip. If you want, you can stay there using that foot as a kickstand. If you want more of a challenge, bring your foot onto your shin. If you want a little bit more, you can use your hands for this. Bring it to the inside of your thigh. Okay. Squeeze your left leg and press it into your right foot. At the same time, press your right foot into your left leg. Arms can be folded in front, out to the side, maybe up in the air. Your choice. Try to find a fixed point that isn't moving in front of you to look at. That will help with balance. And just like trees in real life, they do sway in the wind, so don't worry if you need to come down or you're swaying all around. If you want a real challenge, try to lift the arms up in the air and look at the ceiling. If you want a really, really big challenge, try to close your eyes. Good. 5 breaths. Good. Bring your arms down, bring the knee to point forward, and then bring your right foot to the mat. Nice. Left leg, go up onto the balls of your foot. Rotate the knee away from your body, externally rotating the hip, opening the hip. Left foot can stay there as a kickstand, or you can bring your left foot to your shin. Just make sure it's not on your knee, or you can bring it up into your right thigh, creating a balance point by pressing your leg into your foot and pressing your foot back into your leg. Another trick for balancing is if you press your tongue into the hard palate of your mouth. I don't know if this is entirely true, but I remember hearing that when people use canes for balance and support, most of that actually comes from just having something that you're gripping and not from actually having something on the floor in front of you. So that's where that trick of pressing your tongue into the top of your mouth can help with your balance. All right, arms in a T or in front or up in the air, your choice. 5 breaths. Nice. Inhale, bring that knee to face front. Exhale, foot to the floor. Nice. Go ahead and shake that out. That was a lot of standing. Nice. Let's go ahead and make our way to a seated position. We'll bring our feet together, knees open wide. Fold forward over your legs. Inhale, rise up. You're going to spread the legs wide. If you have tight hamstrings or tight hips, it can help to sit on a block to elevate. Let's give you a little bit of extra lift. Even if you have the flexibility, sometimes it can be nice just to elevate the pelvis a little bit, help fold it forward. From here, we're going to twist towards our left leg, trying to bring our torso to face our left foot. And then we're going to fold forward over the left leg. Good. Inhale, come up. Rotate the chest to face the right foot and fold forward over the right leg. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring your hands underneath your thighs. Bring your legs together. Give a nice little shake out. Right. Let's go ahead and find Shavasana. So just lie down on your mat on your back. We'll just rest for about 5 minutes, and then after that 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and talk you through a meditation. We'll do that lying down nice and easy, and then I'll bring you out of that at the end. Okay, so find a nice comfortable position on your back. You can have your knees bent if you'd like, or you can have them stretched out in front of you. Okay, just find a comfortable position, lie back, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, feel the practice. We're going to slowly transition into a breath meditation. So for breathing meditation, your focal point or your focus will be your breath. There are 3 different places in the body that I like to focus on, and you choose one. You can focus on your abdominal cavity, so your belly, the sensation of that swelling and receding with your breath. You can focus on your chest and how how your lungs feel as you inhale and exhale. That can be another focal point. Or maybe the tip of your nose or the tip of your mouth, the sensation of air rushing in and rushing out as you inhale and exhale. Choose one of those areas to focus on and begin to bring your awareness to your breath in that area. You might find that your mind will begin to wander, thoughts will come up. That's natural. Just allow the thoughts to drift away and remind yourself to come back to your breath. Begin to bring your focus back to the room that you're practicing in, back to your body. Begin to move the body by maybe wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, maybe turning the head side to side, little movements to bring you back. When you're ready, hug your knees in towards your chest. And then allow yourself to roll over to one side to a fetal position. From there, press yourself up to a seated position. Well, thank you so much for a wonderful practice. Namaste. Um, really appreciate everyone tuning in. My mom, Lynn Roy, Rachel, Nora, and Adrian, Josie, thank you for coming in, even though it was a little late. Glad to have you. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Jazz. Really appreciate you all coming out for Monday night yoga and meditation. Also doing a class on Saturdays at 1 p.m. core and recovery if you want a little bit more of a workout. We also work on quite a bit of mobility and joint health work there. And as you know, this class is donation based. So if you do have some funds to give, you can do so through my website through the donate button. If money is tight for you, totally understand. Just help by spreading the word, telling your friends, and coming back. If I'm able to get consistent people in here, I'll hopefully be able to expand and have a few more classes as well. The next one on the docket is a calisthenics class, so working on body weight movement. Thank you again for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll stick around for maybe 3-5 minutes if anyone has any questions at all. Okay. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Nora and Adrian. Hope you guys are doing all right. Thank you, Rachel. And thank you, Josie. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about any of the poses or if there are specific poses that were difficult for you, just let me know and I can show you modifications. Pretty much everything can be modified in some way to help support you and your journey. Doesn't seem like there are any questions. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. I'm going to go make some dinner. Have a good night.